Every man is born as many men and dies as a single one.
What makes someone be remembered? What makes someone special? What makes someone important? Is it determined by other things throughout his life, flaws and deeds, or is it just boiled down to the last thing we ever did? So, if you want to become something, someone important for those around you, if you want to be remembered when you are not around or when you are gone, the answer is just be yourself. The answer is that it seems easy, but the process is not so easy. Serotonin, what is that? Mostly found in our mind, serotonin is a neurotransmitter that is compounded by amines, and the amines they will compound the amino acids that we can find in foods such as fish, chicken, dairy products, seeds, and so on. So we can also find that by the vitamin provided by the sun for us, also through exercises and so many other things. And serotonin will be responsible for your mood, for your sleep, and also that feeling of comfort that we feel. And that's the special thing that we are focusing today. So we must be ourselves. We must be ourselves because when we are ourselves, we can feel the feeling of comfort. It doesn't matter if you have a long hair, if you are bald, or whatever it is. You have your own style. So it doesn't matter if you like heavy metal, if you like K-pop or whatever it is. You have your own style, and that's great. That's also okay. Don't try to fit into other groups just because they say that it is the right thing, or just because they say that it is good. Because most of the times it's not. They are just answering to the pleasures that are coming from the flesh. So try to use more your spirit and mind in that specific time. It's really important. So be yourself and try to develop yourself into your best version. It doesn't matter if you like famous people, for example. Every kind of knowledge is valuable. So I'm sure that one way or another, you'll find a day that you will be able to use that, and that will be very useful, and you'll be also unique for that. Not just that, but many other things that just you are able to do, and just you have undergone, good or bad things that you achieved and that you have undergone. So you must remember that there was a time that your mother was taking care of you, preparing your food, doing the laundry and everything. And as soon as you were growing up, you realized that it was no longer necessary. You could do some of those things by yourself. And then your mother became over solicitous. And also she was kind of frightened. And it happens to everyone. It's just because the human beings they are most of the times frightened of not being needed or important in this world. So if you want to be important, just remember first to be yourself. Martin Heidegger, he was a philosopher that used to say that there is a theory of Dasein. Then Dasein, translating from German to English, it's be there. This theory, as he was one of the philosophers of existentialism and also phenomenology, he would say that there are four stages that is inside this theory of Dasein. The first one is be in the world. The first stage of being in the world is when we are born. We are breathing. We are living this world. So we are something. We are here. The second one is being with. Being with is when you have a kind of relationship to the environment and also with things. And then you realize that you have power, and whatever you do will affect the environment, and whatever the environment does will affect you. And that's really important from now on, because the third stage would be with others, and that's our relationship to other human beings and other animals as well. But other human beings, they might try to manipulate us many times for special reasons, and also, like I said, for the pleasures that would come from the flesh. But we must respond to our minds, we must respond to our spirit. The fourth stage is be with death. When we find out that we are going to die one day, we become scared, we become frightened, and we don't know what to do. We are terrified. And that's when Martin Heidegger says that knowing that it will happen, then we can live in a better way. We can prepare ourselves for that.
If I take death into my life, acknowledge it, and face it squarely, I free myself from the anxiety of death and the pettiness of life. And only then will I be free to become myself.
So try to use it as an advantage for you. Remember that. That's why being yourself is so important. And remember that God is there for you. It doesn't matter if you are bald or if you have long hair. It doesn't matter for God. He cares about your heart. And when you are yourself, your heart is almost 100% pure, because you are trying to be your best version, not responding to the pleasure of flesh, but responding more to your mind and to your spirit. And that's important. That's the thing.
Don't worry of appearance, status, or anything similar, for it is said, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth, not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart."
So we have 4 stages. The first stage is that we must remember that serotonin is extremely important for us in this process of being ourselves. The second stage is trying to relate ourselves to this theory of Martin Heidegger, so that we know that death is something that will happen to us, and we can't wait until we find out that we are on our deathbed. So we must think about living the best way possible. The third stage is that we must remember also to develop ourselves into something better, trying all the time to achieve the best in life that we can, being unique, being yourself. And the fourth stage is remember that there is someone up above that takes care of you. So if your mind is healthy, your body is healthy, your spirit must also be healthy. It will give you resilience so that you can survive and you can live well and in peace. You can find peace better this way. Remember that be yourself, and I'm sure that things will be better for you.
It doesn't matter if you have to walk alone for a while. If you stay true to yourself, you will create things that just you could, and people won't thwart you from achieving your goals. The right people will show up in your life. It's better to walk alone in the right direction than to follow the herd to the cliff walk in the wrong direction. For every action, there is a reaction. And it's better to live by the loneliness, freedom of mind, and fullness of spirit with rectitude than to live by the slavery of companionship and lack of spirituality.